What is this? Kissing the problem. It looks like next one? Yeah. With the bottom, yes. Okay. Okay. But it's actually more than juice actually. I got the Pedialyte. That's what I was thinking. Oh yeah, yeah, Pedialyte. Look like Pedialyte. I got the next one. Yeah. Okay. It's Saturday. Okay. Take one letter, open it. Control Saturday. We got Jackson, Clarence. No parents. Their parents are really good parents. You know that was real, right? Other than his name. Yeah. Yeah, but I watched the they were talking about certain stuff. He said, that's why I look stone face like that, because I look at stuff. Yeah, he said that was yeah. He said, he sat there and let jump so he can get to go out. Remember, all those battles were real battles. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was like, hey, I went out of battle for real. It came out dope. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Justice. I'm your boy saying aka Mr. Let's Talk. And this is your 12 Papa. Soy Papa. PhD, you know what I'm saying? We talk about the book. Hey, y'all, we got here, special guest, PhD, having a good time. Y'all know what we do. So what we talking about? All right, so aside from what the topics say, we're talking about how women control cheating. Cheating, not chatting. Cheating, not chatting. Yeah, yeah, y'all. So we're talking about tonight. Wow. That's what we're doing? I didn't go pregnancy. I did fast. I'm talking about birthday. Oh, wow. I can well be it right there. But anyway, yeah, that's what we talk about. Control cheating, question mark behind it. We're not making a mistake. We're asking the question. You know what I'm saying? So we want to get y'all opinion. We're gonna take a few minutes, let people get in the room like we always do, y'all. Maybe your 5 minutes the most. We're gonna write to the conversation. Give them a chance to be dread real quick, you know. Dread my pal, baby. Yeah, you know. When it's not dirty. So give us a few minutes, you know. Yeah, we keep it. How you doing? Chilling. I got to strengthen the hair. It ain't about the muscle, it's about the hair. Right. Y'all know Peter, man. My brother, y'all know him. So he's gonna be kicking it with us tonight. You know what I'm saying? He gonna get the good stuff. Yeah, special, but he got to. My meaning, somebody. That's all that matters. That's it. Like, one person, that's all it takes. I'm gonna take one person to be special. Yeah, great. I said, I'm like, wow, you never seen. Yeah, yeah. We broke that like 40 people. I looked there like, damn, I got my phone. You just opened the fortune. For the cookie with no fortune. It's a cookie, right? No, it's that. My boy showed up had to go. He wrote like, wait, wait. Y'all, we just taking a few minutes to send the invites out. You know what I'm saying? Try keep y'all occupied, keep y'all laughing and stuff like that. Comments come up there. Comments come up there. Yeah, it's right there, and it'll be on. Okay. Put it in on first. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about?
Man, think about it. I'll keep chain blunt price pointing at my chain. You take blunt along like a sketchy boy.
It's probably a metaphor. It's not metaphor. He's not smoking like him.
You feel about this?
He's not smoking like him.
You feel about this?
I don't think nobody is smoking like, well, Williams person,
Nelson,
Willie Nelson.
that's it.
We
Weird tapped out.
We smoke joints though.
yeah,
We don't smoke blunt.
we don't.
That's true.
But he said Snoop made him tap out.
Yeah, it did say that.
What he said?
But you may tap out. They're smoking joints. He might just, he might.
I don't know because yeah, that's what he don't. He said he don't do tobacco. I feel, but he said it out the invite. We hope y'all stay. We hope y'all share with one person. You know, something like we always ask y'all to do. And remember, y'all have something y'all want to talk about. Inbox us.
You in the city and you want to show up, feel free to show up. We can talk about where we see it.
Like watching the draft. You care about the flag going up to Dallas back. So we jump.
That's not news over here.
Right.
That's a disconnect.
We don't care. Oh yeah, they got nothing in the kitchen, bro. All right. Of course. And it can't none of them.
Cougar flag, the only one I seen got a regular slow.
Very different iteration.
Start next week too, y'all. Not next Monday, but next Wednesday. This is me. I ain't sending no invites. Come on, invites now. Yeah. So, yeah.
You're not sub notified.
Yeah.
You might be stupefied.
Right. Yep.
Stupefied, what's that?
Right about this. Yeah.
Tell about it.
I agree. Yeah, y'all, that's what we doing, man. 6 point now, we need y'all to have the notification bell on. You know what I'm saying? So,
All right. So tonight's topic is once again women control cheating.
women control cheating.
Question mark. Great topic. Yeah. So,
Want to go ahead and kick it off?
all right.
Or
So,
you can
it's up to you. Let's get off the way.
maybe we got 2 minutes. Yeah, let's just do 2 minutes. Shit, oh, you go ahead and start. I got go ahead and
No,
start.
no, go ahead. I'll wait.
No,
You got Devin. Y'all got 800 subscribers. Okay. Hey, I thought we were talking something, but that's what's up.
We've been growing, bro. We've been growing. Hey, once we get 1,000, wow.
Come out to kill it.
No,
He said I could. I can fight for it though. I can king of fighting so I can fight.
Who you fight though?
You want to fight about it?
I go to kiss.
I'm not fighting. I'm a fight for myself enough. When I say big first, I'm gonna be big enough, my brother. Big enough to do me. No, big enough, my brother. Big enough, my brother. Thorough. I'm big enough to do it. Plus, I know my whole flow is foolish. So bring these things together, bring them out. Talk, out.
We got 6 people in the room.
Let's go. What's up, y'all? How
We
y'all?
got 3 people in the chat, I guess.
Let's go ahead and get started, man. Let's go ahead.
Okay. So the topic is, like I said, women control men. A lot of y'all women on like, what does it mean? How can a woman control that? Like, men do what they want to do. But technically, you do it question sometimes. Great scholar, educated man said that there's 3 types of cheaters. There's your serial cheater, your James Bond cheater, and your humanity cheater.
Right, break that for.
All right. So the serial cheater is the guy that y'all typically deal with. The 8-10% of job rotate. He has no choice but to cheat because that's all he knows how to do.
Right.
That's the only way he gets from A to B and survives through the night. Now,
I'll jump in and take money. Okay. The James Bond shooter is the person who does everything right. I mean, he cheats the right way. That's what that means. James Bond cheated the person goes out of town and cheat, or go a couple cities over and cheat, and you come back home like nothing never happened. You know what I'm saying? He knows to shit, take a shower. He knows not to put back on cologne. Like he's the perfect cheater. So they call him James Bond. James Bond cheater. You know what I'm saying? Everything he does is correct when it comes to cheating. So that's called the James Bond.
Okay, your last cheater, like I said, made me do a cheater. That's the one that
He made me do it.
that's the one that takes care of home, goes to work every day consistently. But every night for a week or more, you telling this man no. You're going there, boo, you got a headache, stomach hurt, cramp, whatever the case may be. But it lasts for a week or longer. And you deny this man his due. So he's forced to go out there and find what you won't do for him. That's how you make a man cheat.
Now, y'all come on with your comments and let us know what y'all think about what we just said, and then we're gonna move the conversation along. Those are the three different kinds. Y'all have any objections on the definition of any three? And let's go ahead and talk about it. Let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I want to see what y'all think about it.
Now, I'm going to pause on the opposite side just for, podcast purposes.
Okay.
So, you know that comments is going to be, well, especially the last one.
Mhm.
Well, let's say, okay, we've been in this relationship for such a long time, and you do this. You know that this happened or that happened. You're supposed to respect them.
Such as?
The cramps and this time of the month, yada yada, etc.
Okay.
Because I can guarantee you, somebody's gonna fail.
Okay.
Well, hey, if this person and this person been in this relationship such, for however long,
How long?
y'all know, you know this. You know how
certain
to
things become routine.
Yeah. Pretty much. That's right.
Okay. No problem.
So, yeah.
But see, even with the things that become a routine, like a woman to tell you, if he's not still dating me like he did from day one, I'm gonna get bored.
Mhm.
So what do they do when they get bored?
They make sure that they get bored.
Okay, so a man needs loving. If he doesn't get it after so long, not the regular stuff, just extra stuff saying no.
Right.
Because we understand, period last week, 3-4 days, whatever.
Right.
But if it's 2 weeks or better, that's not a period. So if you don't want to do it, Mama always told us, somebody will do what you don't want to do. There will always be that with just a bit. There will always be that just
Right. Man, that's true, y'all. So and remember, y'all, we are posing the question here. We're not stating that women make men cheat. That's not what we're doing. I don't want nobody to kind of listen to what we're saying. So we were just breaking down the three types of cheaters. And remember, we said cheaters. So in the last one, this happened to be made to you.
Right.
So let's keep that in mind and understand that we are keeping everything on the up and up. We're not like trying to female bash or just kicking it from a male's perspective. Try not to bring male biases.
Jervis said, sure will do what you do.
That's true. Someone will always do what you want, but that works both ways.
It does.
It's over for women because for men, it's fix that. For women, it might be something else. So if a man won't do something for a woman, she'll go out and find it. Well,
Pay the bills,
well, I
do your
mean,
hair and nails,
that's stuff like
pay
that.
the girl,
Right.
take her to spa day,
Yeah. So
take her on many days.
stuff like that. Because that term works both ways.
It does.
We got the two-way street because what's important to us in a relationship isn't what's important to them, and vice versa. The thing that they find important isn't what we find or as important. Let's say that as important.
Yeah.
But I just try to keep it in perspective. You know what I'm saying? It's three men here, but at the same time, we can't just like try to bash women.
Right.
But keep it in question.
So with the serial cheater, that's never her fault. No matter how she may get treated after, how he twisted in his mind when he explained to her. He cheats because that's his means of supply. I don't want y'all to get that misunderstood. He cheats because that's his means of supply. Meaning he cheats because he's a place where he cheats because he needs, food or nourishment in his stomach. He cheats because this is how he makes it through.
Not necessarily survive, means survive.
Okay.
Because if you a serial, you need that. It's not necessarily because it's a means to survive, you just enjoy it.
That's who you are.
Mm.
Right.
You enjoy it, you never got caught. You see what I'm saying? They have got caught, but you don't relapse,
You don't take.
it's not necessarily about means of survival. That it's just because I look at it from the standpoint to talk about serial killer. Same thing. He didn't do it just because he survived. You just did it because you like it and you think getting away with it.
Right.
Mm.
Or at least that's how they can be on the show.
Right. I mean,
he enjoy doing
he
it.
does enjoy doing it.
You see what I'm saying?
In that twist there, I would say that as much as he enjoys it, he needs to do
Okay, it feeds some inner urge, but it's not a means of survival.
it. Okay.
So to go back to it with the relationship, it doesn't necessarily always add up to what he needs a place to stay, what he has a place to stay.
True.
Whether he has a place to stay, whether it's his or whether it's his related, but he still does it. He still does it because he's feeding that inner urge. He enjoys it. He enjoys that talk.
Right.
He just gonna do it because he's done. Or he or she, depending on how it flows. Good.
All right. This site said, remember that when you're over 40 and suffering from ED and can't get it up like you used to. I mean,
So you go holler it on, get them.
it's my real talk. That's what they got.
Get them pills. You go holler it on.
Hey, first of all, if you're over 40, you have a problem over 40, something wrong. You just had no problem until
60.
later on. 70, and that's assuming that you don't work out or you don't eat properly or you don't.
But all of them,
Whatever.
Not there.
you're not.
I got 40. I got 40. I mean, not 40. 4.
4? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well, both of us are past that number. I don't have any problem. You have no? Okay. So
I mean, but just in case you did, you can always get new gin soda tea and try to she'll like it too. Whoa. I need to pay for that. I need to go holler at Big Frank. Big Frank. Holler at Big Frank. Trust me.
right on point.
She'll like it too.
All right. Well, that person don't have respect for the relationship. That's true. That's fact.
Yeah.
Fact is, he feeds inner person, not survival. True. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's pretty much about that. That hurt.
Can I get another?
Lemonade, right?
That's just that. Hurt, you know what I'm
And
saying?
the James Bond cheater, like you said, he does everything right. So he does it because it's fun too.
I ain't even know those damn terms for that.
Well, I mean, it's not an official term, but that particular person used that term.
Right.
Person who we talking about.
Basically, he says, he does all the boyfriend husband things correct first.
Which he does.
He does those things first, and then he cheats because he enjoys it, but he does it eloquently. He doesn't do it auspiciously where it thank you,
Well,
where it I guess it could be detrimental.
So this somebody on the personally or this
No.
Oh, oh, celebrity. Oh, okay.
This topic came from, I ain't gonna say who, but a big time celebrity was having a conversation on the podcast with a woman, and he was basically laying out some of the rules and stuff for how high value or wealthy man or whatever, get some of the terms they use, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And James Bond did 3 types of people talking about what they were talking about. Right. What he was talking about was late.
Right.
And James Bond, he was saying like James Bond was smooth as hell, right? Yeah, always classy, never rattled. And, you know what I'm saying? That's what they say to James Bond. They just never rattled. They never make mistakes.
I have a question based on what you're telling me from the particular celebrity. If you said something, so I want to ask to that. If he's high value, and I know this ain't everybody, but because of the media that we consume and that's
Right.
out there, isn't it almost expected nowadays with the high value men
What? Gee.
to pretty much do what they want to do because they're high value men, they're the 1% of the 1%. They're within that small percentage of
Yeah, well,
rank.
I agree with that, and I would say
And I'm not saying every person.
Well, I think people who are in that upper 1 percentile or half percentile,
That literally ain't trying to have nothing serious, but they're like,
it almost goes without saying. And it goes without saying because they have enough money to do that.
right.
So where they may have a woman who they're dealing with and then they cheat. Where it's simply it's giving her $1 million,
Right.
$100,000, you know what I'm saying, whatever the case may be, to smooth the situation over.
And for her lawyer,
And is this celebrity rap by chance or no? Oh, okay.
He's not right.
Okay.
All right, right.
That's kind of stumble.
Well, actually, yes, he is a rapper. Technically, he is a rapper. He make rap albums. Yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah. But it's an athlete. It's an athlete.
okay.
So you know what I'm saying. But
Even still, athletes and rappers. I mean, that's for some of them. That's kind of expected because that's the. I don't want to say this is the persona that they put out there, but that's what they actually do. They'll be vocal about it.
yeah,
So once again, when we talk about those high earners, those high value men, even with the women saying, "Well, hey, I make this high value," like they say that, "Oh, I can pull these high value men," but then at the same time, you don't keep them because they're high value men. They don't want them to see it. So that's right. Some effective for some of them.
Right. Well, but they do have the tendency or the stereotype that they do what they want.
Right.
Because they make so much money that everything's so plentiful.
right. So if y'all just tuning in, y'all,
Like Ms. Sykes said, just have an open relationship. Cheating will never be an issue. If you have an open relationship, cheating will never be an issue.
but some people don't want to open. See, that's the whole thing about those people who cheat. They don't want their spouse to cheat back or to cheat also.
Right.
So having an open relationship is not a thing. That's not an option for them.
Right.
See what I'm saying? So for that high value man, having that beautiful woman, he don't want her to cheat. He wants to cheat. That's right. He don't want her to cheat. He wants to be able to cheat without her cheating. See what I'm saying? And that's the thing. And no one is saying that that's fair.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We just saying this is how people do. Now, that reminds me of something though, because I was just reading this the other day where Cardi B went off on Offset again. Right.
Well, I need something.
Well, yeah, exactly. The new song with the diss track against him, but she went off on him, called him broke and all this other stuff. And at the end of her rant, when that was in, she was like, "Well, yeah, you only worth $28 million, worth 3 times." First of all, listen, I want to say this, right? Because to me, I know, but I'm just saying, you should, in my opinion, get up the same way that they would get up. Hey, it is what it is.
What she did?
Whatever the case may be, go after her because she make 3 times more. And you want to flaunt that? Whatever. I don't care nothing about it. I don't care. But my thing is this: call a man broke worth $28 million. Stop it, like you tripping. You tripping. And that's my thing about that. This man has his worth is $28 million.
Right.
You can't call him broke. Now you might be worth close to 100, like 90 something.
That's great.
98. But that also goes to show you that if the Migos was a one man group, that one man was worth 100 million because all of them was worth 30 million.
And
See what I'm saying?
and to throw this out there,
And I'm on the side of Cardi B. Let me say that. But that rant that she did right there,
but at the same time, I do want to say this too. You're saying that he's broke. He got 28 billion, and you may have more now, but who was the broke one when they got together? Because I could swear
They got together when we both had money.
right. They both had money, but
She just got Love and Hip Hop money, and then she dropped the album. That's when she got with
who else said it?
yeah, but I could be wrong. If correct me if I'm wrong, she wasn't making money. You were making when she came to the game.
Yes, she was.
She was?
Yeah.
That's why I said correct me.
But no, that's why I
She had
said
a
what I
fan
said.
base that big.
But that's why I said what I said. The only reason that he's here is because he was in
Right.
he get the check and got to bust it down 3 ways. Right. That's why I said Migos was a one man group. She wouldn't say that because he would have 100 million or 90 something million.
Right. But
See
at
what
the
I'm saying?
same token,
So
she kind of cheated too to get her money.
yeah.
So like right now, she got an album supposed to drop on September. I think that's what she said. Something like that. It's further down, but it's already platinum status already because she dropped 2 songs
Right.
and she put out that blew up. While she was taking her break or whatever, and she put those 2 songs on the album. So the album already is platinum because of those 2 songs.
I mean, but the album may not be.
Right.
So
But
the song-
the 2 songs, like what I did with my album. So like I have those 8, 9 singles that I put out that already generated spins.
Right.
Added them to the whole album. The album is in a better place than it would have been those things.
Right.
So she did the same thing. Hers is flat. So that makes the album flat.
Well, yeah, I guess count that
Well,
well.
when it comes ultimately, when it comes down to that person, but it's money. I guess.
Right.
Side note, she is going to be on SummerSlam with WWE for the 2
Oh
nights.
yeah.
So she's making sure she's keeping her name out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only way they do when they have an album coming out. You know what I'm saying? You do wrestling or you do this event or you do red carpet events and stuff like that. That's what you're supposed to do. I ain't bad at it at all.
Twins too? Wow.
See, and like I said, I'm on the side party overall. Overall, I'm on the side of Cardi B, right? It's just my opinion. She dropped this track. I hope he don't respond because he can't rap on her level. I mean, he just can't. He'll get demolished.
Really? But
Migos.
I mean, he's changed it up a little. Like he's got a few more styles.
He got actual
I have a
lyrics
question
now.
because I don't know. I don't know this. Maybe I'll do. Don't she have a writing?
They say
Sometimes,
Where
sometimes.
I don't know if he's ever co-written that for her, but he right here.
Right.
So
I think he wrote one thing for her. The thing they did together one time.
how
Jealousy or whatever.
now her delivery is probably better, but how could you say, okay, well, she demolished him if and I'm sure she worked alone shit too. She's at some time had issues always for his thing.
Yo, that's easy, bro. One, having a ghostwriter ain't looked at the way he. That's one. And then two, his style.
Her ghostwriter is probably a better writer than him.
I mean, and his
So then therefore her disc will be better than
his
his.
style of rap, right? Don't blend well with this track. Okay. Her style of rap, step up north New York style of rap, blends better with style of rap than this track.
Yeah,
See what I'm saying? So just that alone, and then like you said, if she do have a ghostwriter, more than likely from up there somewhere, you know what I'm saying? And his form of writing for this track probably be better.
You heard it?
But her song, yeah, it's on the radio.
Hold on.
Yeah,
It's cold outside.
It's called
outside. Yeah, it's on the radio. It's dope. Dope track.
She said,
The beat.
go tell your mom she raised
Yeah,
B word.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get back to the point.
Yeah.
Oh no, we stayed so that's why I make sure I kept bringing that up. You know,
Fellas, how do y'all feel about the third person? When we say, or we question, did she make him chief?
I'll just gonna say that to use that as a topic. Is he your number three? I say consider number three.
meaning
Number three?
No,
I said it would be a series,
it's a series.
but you know,
Yeah, it's a series.
women in today's time frame feel like they should do it and can do the same thing again. So while he did it seriously, she was loyal or whatever. She was pregnant and then she gave it up to another dude while she was pregnant. And that's what really set onset over there. Right, he's the one that she's engaged to.
No, the other dude
It
was
was what's called?
big.
Yeah,
Stefan.
Stefan. Stefan King.
Oh, Stefan.
Stefan.
Sorry.
That's cool. I mean, but
Steve Urkel.
right. Stefan.
Okay.
He stepped out of the machine. That's Stefan.
Yeah, they are. They're doing a reboot. Yeah,
They had took the picture with all of them together.
Yep, they're doing a reboot. Family Guy.
This big person that you don't want right, but sister Courtney, all of these teammates,
All the TV.
all of them. I said, man, who out of all your teammates you wouldn't want this
Right, all of them.
female in
They
there?
all said Stefan.
Everybody's like, oh, Stefan.
Yeah, all of them.
Well, he's a cool guy, but I mean, it's
I don't know my sister.
yeah.
That's funny though.
All right. Make him go cheat is crazy. He did it because he wanted to. What do y'all have to say?
Oh,
I mean,
Can a woman make a man cheat?
I would
From
say,
your own opinion.
can a woman make a man go?
Based off of what we described that
from my own opinion, I would say,
It always comes down to
I think you cut me out, bro. I'm trying to go.
yeah.
Fight, right?
I got that show. You know what I'm talking about? You heard the story.
I started hurting. You sit there, turn the camera.
Fucking heard.
We can go outside. We can go outside.
Stay right here.
No, I gotta get on camera.
Get your ass right over
Job.
there. Bro, man, somebody get him off my show. You know what I'm talking
All right,
about?
go ahead. Then. You got it.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
No, you ain't.
like it was good when he was doing it, but when she moved, all of a sudden it's wrong. Yeah.
I would say it like this. From my
So yeah, like I was saying.
late to five. I'm out.
Yeah.
I would say that anything you do is a personal choice, regardless of what the reason is. So I would say that,
Yeah.
regardless of what happened, if me and him get into it,
Right.
and then you know what I'm saying? I could say, well, he beat me up stronger than me. But the fact is, I wanted to put boom, and then I got to jail. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's still a choice. So
True.
I would say, regardless of what the reason is, whether it's serious or not, because you enjoy it, you the James Bond, you Tom Cruise jumping over roofs trying to get away,
Right.
or you just felt like you had to do it, it's no longer getting the satisfaction, you still have to make that choice. They ain't put a gun in your head and say, all right, go get your own.
I agree with that.
Because at the same time, you get caught, what's gonna happen? Yeah, you might still say, well, you made me do it, but you still did it.
Yeah,
Still
it,
made
I
it.
agree with that. It is definitely a personal choice, regardless of what you do, or don't do, depending on how you look at it.
Right.
You can push somebody out. You can't push somebody to that point. But at the end of the day, they can go as far as however they're gonna go. It is their choice to actually do the deed. And the same thing is said on the other side. When we be like, oh, he wasn't there emotionally, or he wasn't there, whatever. That's still a personal choice that she made to go do that. You know what I'm saying? So that's just where I'm at.
I would ask you this question, and then you can jump in. What does that for the number 3? What did that say about your business? Even if you try to wait, you try to wait.
So number 3, she made
And I mean, like, not just like, oh, she waited at me, not right. You go full, like, I got the room. What did that say about the man's decision to talk about?
Well, I would say this. In my personal opinion, it doesn't say anything about the man's discipline because regardless of how much patience we have, we ain't perfect. And if somebody's constantly doing something, it gets to a point where you got to do something about it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's not about being disciplined because if I'm a punch you in the face every day, you see what I'm saying? Every day you're gonna be disciplined enough just because you have discipline, you're gonna take it. Or eventually you're gonna be like, you know what? As soon as I go to punch you in the face, you're gonna bob and weave and then bam, crack me one time. You see what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. Like, and I understand 2 wrongs don't make it right. If she ain't doing what she's supposed to do, and you tell her, you know what I'm saying,
Nothing changed.
and nothing changes, then okay, cool. That's just the consequence of not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Is it right? No, I'm not saying it's right. But at the same goal, the house take care of itself.
Yeah.
That's a whole poker term. You know what I'm saying? The house gonna take care of itself. This is what it is from both sides, man and women. Because once again, like you said, if a man is not okay, you hear stories about women who say they want a 6-figure man. So they get a 6-figure man. He gotta work 14 hours a day. And then she ended up speaking to the pool cleaner.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because the pool cleaner is the one showing her attention. And talking to her on a day-to-day basis. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? That kind of thing right there. But yeah.
So did he make her do it in that case?
And that's what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? She came down to a personal choice because she said she wanted a 6-figure man. Okay, and he had to work those type of hours.
From that understanding, right? You know that he has to work. Because I watched something about this stuff too when they talk about that. But then they'll pick that guy and that guy's never available. And then they'll say, well, y'all, he didn't make no time for me, or he made the time for me, but I was too busy. But that was his own availability. So now that I wasn't available, or how they do, well, he told me to be there at 6 o'clock because he was going to be from 6 to 7:30. But I was there at 7. Well, he wasn't there, he left. I didn't complain about it, talk about it, but that type of guy, this is that availability. Hey, I'm free.
What happened?
That should be in the building. What's up, bro?
You didn't make yourself available for the hour that I was free. So now you can't complain because, as bro said, you're a high value guy. So unless you somehow inherited that money, you got to work for that money. You ain't working 8 hours shift in high value. You working 10, 12, 14 hours. Yeah, you're doing this every day. You don't stop, especially for an entrepreneur. You got your own business, you a CEO, you ain't got time to be free like that because that's why a lot of people don't want to date like because they don't have time for it.
So I didn't get to voice my opinion.
They'll tell them that I don't have time for it, but you still want to try to make him be a 8 hour at home with you part of the time person. That's not fair.
I think first off, in any relationship, unless there's a balance, you want all the money and all the riches and all the trips and all the very wonderful, nice trinkets, you're not gonna have no time. If he can give you all the time in the world that you want, well, he's not gonna have all the money because he's not doing anything to make it. But like I said, this is even balance, and y'all can coexist. I don't think a man or a woman can make the other do something as far as cheating. But like said, there does come a point where things just need to be put in perspective. If you're not going to do these things and you want me to stay married, like Ms. Sykes said, there's always open relationship, but that's a cop out to someone that just wants to cheat. To me, no relationship is just a cop out to someone that wants to cheat. But if you're in a relationship and you can't talk to your significant other, spouse, whatever, and tell them that you're missing an intimate or personal passionate moment, and they can't do something to rearrange their schedule to make it happen sometime, then maybe y'all shouldn't just be together. So, I'm not gonna say, you can make a man cheat, but I mean, looking back at my life, I don't think it's very many women that I did not cheat on. And I don't think it's because I was a serial cheater. I think it was more because I used women as a device. And that's what it was. She was wrong, sex made me feel bad. And she wasn't acting right, sex made me feel bad. So I'm never gonna say that she forced me to do it if she didn't do that. No woman forced me to go out there and sleep with another woman. It just, that's where I found comfort and solace.
So would that necessarily in terms of that time that you're serial, because that was your advice. It was urgent.
It might have put me in the serial range, yes.
Probably not on some of the top tier guys,
Right.
Understand, like,
Right.
it don't matter. I got this urge, and then you tripping. So I know it ain't gonna happen. So slide over here.
Right. There's a mean to the man.
Well, yeah, and I can see that. Can't nobody make you do it.
Nicole, hey, what's good, my black brother?
What's happening? How you doing? They can't make you do it. They can make you so uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? That's what a lot of men do nowadays. Well, but
I don't know if they do it back, but I always hear stories about men making a woman like we won't leave it, but we'll stay there and make them miserable until they leave us.
okay. And I was speaking from the other side, right? Since that was the last thing that y'all said, a woman can not be doing whatever, and man can reach the breaking point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'll take care of itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is what it is. And of course, he don't want her to know that, you know what I'm saying, that he went out and did whatever he did. But it can get to that point. And then and vice versa, like they say, you know what I'm saying? Where a man do it and stay with a woman, the woman accept him, you know what I'm saying? But it's only so far that she's gonna keep it before she realized he ain't gonna change. He's right. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm gone. So yeah, I think it works on both sides. I think that to go back to the title of it, if women control cheat, I would say no. I would say no. Like just we had to say yes or no.
Right.
I would say no.
Yeah, you want thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah, I would say no. They don't control cheat, but men don't either. You know what I'm saying? Like Pat said, it comes down to a choice.
So
You know what I'm saying?
deviant mind control cheat.
That's a good way to say it. You know what I'm saying? Or not necessarily deviant, because some people just may be lacking affection, lacking communication, lacking, you know what I'm saying?
Here's my question.
Emotional attention.
Here's how control. If we're talking, if the question is how does a woman control, and you're saying how does a woman control the man?
Mm-hmm.
What would be your exact definition? Especially if you're saying that whatever you end up doing, the choice anyway, how does a woman control that? And then, if that is true that a woman can control that and you can see that, why are you with it?
Well,
If that's possible.
well, first off, in that scenario, in every scenario, women control sex, period.
Okay.
Period. True. So there's no man that's having sex with any woman that doesn't want to have sex. That's a
Right.
But anytime it's mutual, it's because she wants to.
Okay. Right.
So if she stopped wanting to,
Okay.
then you're forced to say, I'm gonna deal with it. Like
Right.
I'm gonna deal with it, or I'm gonna do something else.
Right.
So
Right.
technically, she put the ball in that court.
Right. I agree. Right. No, that's what it is, because women control sex, men control relationships.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. Men are the ones who ask for their hand in marriage.
Mhm.
So we control that part of the relationship. Right. They control the sex part. But see, the thing is this though, women can't get upset. Well, I mean, I guess they could, but I'm saying, if you're not giving the man sex, people like to sex with somebody else. You can't get mad at that. Or you shouldn't, rather. You know what I'm saying? Because like you ain't giving this man what he needs, especially if he's giving you what you need. Right, as a woman, you know what I'm saying?
But we know, especially, I'm not that old, so I can't speak to times I'm old, but
Right.
we know, especially with today's climate and at least a decade or so ago, that that's not going to happen. It's not going to look for Even if they forgive you, they're not gonna look at themselves and say, well, I did. Even if they got somebody that can say, well, you're doing this, or you're doing that, when you're doing that, they're not gonna say, well, girl, you wrong. They gonna,
I mean, because they like to play victim. And there's no disrespect to them, but they like to play victim. They just like they like to play victim. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But once again, if a man steps out and does that and then get caught by his girl, you know what I'm saying? Stand on it.
Yeah.
Tell her why you did it.
Yeah.
Hey, I did it because it's fine. Whether she accepts it or not, she gonna be mad either way. It don't matter. So if you tell her, hey, look, this is why you ain't giving me none. We've been beefing. I'm stressed. You know, whatever the case may be. It is what you stand on it. Don't stand there all freaking shy and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Stand on it because you had what you felt was a valid reason. You see what I'm saying? And can't nobody tell you that your reason is wrong no more. They can tell her reason was right. You see what I'm saying? You ain't giving it to me, so I went out and got it. A person can't stop another person from having sex. I always said that my whole life. A girlfriend can't stop a boyfriend from having sex. He's just not going to be sex with her. That's it. And the boyfriend can't stop the girlfriend from having sex. It's not going to be him. Right. You see what I'm saying? If you're not going to give that other person what they want, you can't get back to go out and get it. You just can't. It's just how it works. You know what I'm saying? And I know it may be an unpopular opinion. Some people may be like, no, I said you're tripping, you're wrong.
Right, but the same way a man will compartmentalize their thoughts. Sometimes give it to somebody else. And there are women out here who want to have sex. Men don't want to give it to them. Absolutely. They do the exact same thing. They girl will hype them up.
Mm-hmm.
Hype them up.
Yeah, right.
Girl, go get that man and get your back broken. Right. But so as men, we supposed to tell each other, no, bro, don't do it. No. Hell no.
Right.
If she ain't doing it, we call this no.
Right. And try to help you out. Yeah. I mean, it's just one of those things, y'all. It's just one of those things that you can't look at it no other way other than just real. You know what I'm saying? And understand human nature of people. Like, listen, there's only so much somebody can deal with, but they like, you know what, okay, cool. I got it. You know what I'm talking about? I got it. And is it right? I'm not saying it's right.
There's a lot of choices that aren't right. There's a lot of choices that
it is what it is.
Make that conflict a good relationship or a healthy relationship. That doesn't mean people aren't making it.
Right, exactly. Because once again, to them, they're just that.
Right.
To them.
So then, in that sense, you'd be like, yes, a woman can control cheating. Mm-hmm. In that sense, because she controls sex.
Yeah, because
if she takes it away, that's like the people. If you have a government system, you stop teaching the people, stop allowing them to have resources to live, they're going to revolt against that and do something to you so that they can get those resources. So about people are the same way about
question. We on this topic. I have a question. How do you feel, or what is your feelings and perspective on? And we hear a lot.
Appreciate y'all liking the live.
Get a relationship and the value. You can speak on the prior. Okay. This is what I like. I like that. We're gonna get together. It's still gonna, flow. And I'm gonna communicate and have what stuff gonna happen. Right. What happens when you are in a relationship and from women slow down? What vice versa? Because now you're in a relationship, you're gonna constantly problem. Boys better think talk about it, but hey, prior to our relationship, we want to stand together and be the married. You would right. Hey, you would come home 2 times, 3 times. You feel be balanced. But now it's like been so long, and she's no longer. She might still put out she ain't doing it. Right. No reason, or she's not coming home. It's gonna be probably time ago. Right. So with this topic. What is your perspective on? Okay. Is it expected to? Well, change. I say, and this is just me, for real. Every man says what you just said. Says slow down that man. Every man says that. For a committed relationship, right? Most of us say that. See how you looking at me. You know what I'm talking about? I see that in the peripheral. It slows down. In my opinion, it slows down. The reason it slows down because they he locked in, he won't be. Sex don't slow down. Because sex, I ain't say what she used to get you, but it's what she used to get you. And to learn you,
because we vulnerable during that time, both sides are vulnerable, you know what I'm saying? So once they know they got you locked in, you locked in, blah, 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 blah. It's gonna slow down. It just is what it is, you know what I'm saying? But it's gonna be times where it's gonna spike back up, right? You see what I'm saying? And then the longer you in that relationship, you start to understand that this whole relationship isn't just about sex, right? That's it. And that's the important part right there. Because once you get for them, they're having so much sex with their man that they understand this is a peak like. Right. See what I'm saying? And then once you start giving her what she likes, now she like, okay, well, I want to give him ass because he's giving me out. Right. See what I'm saying? And then it starts to just, it's on the level. And then, like I said, you'll have time to go shoot up. Then you got time to go shoot that for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? Health reasons, work reasons, you know what I'm saying? Life reasons. You know what I'm saying? So, it's like it's a plethora of reasons where it can be like that. It's just unrealistic for a man to think the way he went into it, sex wise, how he gonna step. Right. I mean, that's very unrealistic. Doesn't happen maybe 1 out of 10 men. It may stay on that same times per week. You know what I'm saying? And once again, us as men, we always don't complain about it. It just is what it is. We like sex. So if we can get sex every damn day, we'll take it every damn day. You know what I'm saying? But when you have a woman who take care of you sexually, right, you gotta give it up. You gotta give her property. Right. You can't be like, okay, but then you ain't 5 times a week, you are giving me 3 times a week, and you are breaking me off. You gotta like recognize like that you put some work on you 3 times a week. That's how plus everything else she's not gonna get out. That's right. So and that's just how it is. But at the same time, things that she wants, you can't start slipping on that either. Because you do that in the beginning to get the sex, right? And then if you're getting the sex, you gotta continue that. So if you're having conversations with her about random shit or watching TV shows or you know what I'm saying, singing, listening to music or whatever the case may be, you can't slip on that because that's what she wants. Right? Those are things that she does. Right? So you know what I'm saying? It's give and take. Yeah, what's your
Lemonade, and you like another Jack?
No, no. Yeah,
You would like something else?
Okay. Oh, no, thank you.
Kevin Powell. He said, come with me. All right. So I agree with what says that sex is going to dwindle down. It's not going to be as often as it is. Because both of y'all are getting some of that. She's trying to get to know you. Thank you. She's trying to know you. She's trying to get to know you, and she's trying to figure out what she can and can't get from you by doing it. And she realized, okay, so I'm giving this. He might put that ring on. Buy these flowers. Come on, like flowers. From my life flowers. Next one I have flowers. But like you said, that's a perfect to find out about one another. Okay. Dwindle down each other's life.
Right. Understand.
But as a man, at some point your brain matures that like you said, it's not all about sex. Right. It's about the other things y'all bring to each other. Like a peace of mind. Or she might you might need the back rub. Right. You know what I'm saying? She might rub your feet. She got a love, but she might rub your feet. But that supersedes sex at some point. Because when you first got with her, it was because you wanted sex, you were attracted to her. Initially, no man meets a woman, hey, you know what? I want to pick her brain and see if we match 20 days from now. Right. That's not our mental. That's not how we operate. So when we first talk to a woman about interest-wise sex, whether we bring it up all the time or we don't, that's what our minds are looking forward to. Right. That moment. Right. To see if we connect. Because men connect there, women connect, date, walk, romantic friendship. That's what they get their connection from. Now he's right. When you get with her, you can't stop dating her. Right. She can stop giving you sex, but you can't stop dating, which doesn't seem right. But like I said, in the big scheme of things, sex becomes less important. I mean, yeah, you want it. But like you said, you get it 3 times instead of every day. That's still great. Right. But you be doing things in your relationship to build a relationship. So you're not gonna get that house if you're not working. She's not working. Right. Both of y'all gonna be tired. If y'all got kids, they're not gonna move to the next grade if y'all don't spend time teaching them something. or going over what they would learn, what they learned that day. They're not gonna learn. You're not gonna be happy. The kids ain't gonna be in the right grade. It's just a lot of mess. But overall, yeah, I mean, that's what happens. Sex does go down, but it's a difference between sex going down naturally and a person using sex to control.
Absolutely. I'm gonna ask a question before I go. With that, with the whole topic, right? If it's part of the situation where a woman does control, does that count or qualify as they like to say, emotional intelligence or emotional intelligence? Because you understand how that's gonna make that person feel,
Right.
especially if y'all at least talk about it. Right, man, I said something to her. I tried talking to her. Right. It's been 3-4 weeks. I tried that. Does that count
Everything on his solved right away.
Right. Does that at some point,
Right.
if everything is
And
happening,
his does that equate to emotional intelligence?
does it equate to emotional unintelligence for her to have? Because that's something they always say, well, he's not emotional intelligent. That's because that's gonna bother him. That's as a man.
Yes.
That's what I'm asking. That's gonna bother that person that they feel like, well, damn, now I gotta, well, I won't bore you back up in the hour. So does that count as emotional intelligence?
Yes.
Okay, I would say,
That counts as narcissism.
okay, if you say if she stops,
If she's controlling,
if she uses it as control, she weaponized.
weaponized, is that emotional unintelligent?
No, no.
That's unintelligent.
Well, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it's more of a control tech. And the differences between,
But you know she's doing that, so it's not unintelligent.
she knows exactly what she's doing, so it's not intelligence. You know what I'm talking about? It's a control tactic because women understand how to make value set. Someone, understand. And they understand that they can use that to their advantage. You know what I'm saying? Or weaponize. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of them, like I said, some of them do that. Some of them will do that. Hey, well, case in point, let's say she put you in the doghouse, quote unquote. What that mean? You ain't getting nothing. Right. She gets weaponized. So that means whatever you did, you ain't gonna do it no more because you don't want her to react the way she reacts. Like see what I'm saying? But then when you hear like Dr. George and all these other prominent women say, never do that. You should never do that to your boyfriend, fiance, whatever. You should never withhold sex. If this is the person that you get it from. And vice versa. Right. Once again, all this stuff goes both ways. Right. So that's one of the things that you can't weaponize. Same way a man should not, and I'm glad you use that term, a man should not weaponize emotional intelligence. Right. Because he understands this is what women think. That's what women like. But they love to have emotional deep conversations with their significant other. Right. See what I'm saying? The things that they don't say to everybody else, they can say to him. See what I'm saying? So the man weaponized that, meaning let's say he knows she want to talk about something. And every time she try, I'm busy. Or let me go holler at Pops. Or damn, he called me. You see what I'm saying? Pushing her off to the side. That's when she get a work husband. Mm-hmm. See what I'm saying? So they both will weaponize what they know is important to the other side. Mm-hmm. And it's not emotional unintelligence. It's very intelligent. Very intelligent. It's a high risk though. You're playing a risky game on both sides. So when women do this, you're playing a risky game with. Because you have somebody who's trying to pick up on it. So when men play their game, he's playing a risky game as well. Right. You see what I'm saying? Because women are gonna be like, oh no, you put there. He is. I'm gone. Or now you can or get my lick back, as they always say. Right. I'm getting my lick back. Right. And it's like, okay. And then even a step further, we're getting the lick back. Men don't like when we get their lick back. Right. We hate that. So it's like we want it to be y'all accept us back or, forgive us, you know what I'm saying? When we step out, cheat or whatever, but y'all do it, it's the end of the world from a man's point of view. And that goes that we had a conversation about it. But that's because we hold them up here. They hold us somewhere right here. Yeah. See what I'm saying? Yeah. Like they've been told their whole life, men a dog, men are this, man gonna do this, man gonna do that, man gonna do that. So when it happens, it don't get as bad. Now, of course, remember I said they play big. So of course they're gonna talk to all their home girls and call you a dog, call you a team, but they're probably gonna take you back the first time. At least
to that one side of the story. Yeah.
Right. But they're victim, and now they get all the attention and sympathy and blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? All that other stuff, right? Now once you do it again, she may not take you back the second time. Or even if you do it, you may not take you back the third time. See what I'm saying? But for a man, let her cheat one time. Once. all his home partners, brothers, everybody, bro, let her go. She ain't get it, let her ride, let her go. You know what I'm saying? Because we are taught that women go on the pedestal. We should honor our women, praise our women. So anything that they do wrong is magnified times 10 sometimes, especially when it comes to cheating. But with us, they're told that we're a dog. They whole life growing up, been a dog. So when we act like a dog, it ain't that bad.
Stop, think like a dog.
Right.
Please,
Give me your praise.
my brother, I have to go, but I have no word.
Okay. Yeah.
Appreciate y'all.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, anytime, man.
Shout out to the podcast family.
Hey, what we do, man. PSD in the building, man. One half of the other half of the other half. You know what I'm saying? And yeah. Then I tell you gonna say that. I told you. Yeah.
He be sleeping, man.
I'm sleeping.
I told him, I said, this is trash. You got the bird done. If I see you,
That's not true.
it's not much.
No, yeah, we gonna let him go ahead. Go ahead.
I made a point about this time. This because he said he has more beats. I said, oh, okay, my God, beats.
Right.
But you don't have to demonstrate, or you'll go to that. We'll go in the group. Now, to his point, we had talked. He had still looking over the phone.
So I was just about to say, did he get the bird? Did he get the bird? Yes or
The
no?
problem is because that's not the problem. That ain't the problem at all.
Okay.
When I asked him to do
So what's the problem?
the real problem.
Yeah, real problem. Real problem. Go ahead, tell me.
I will need it for myself. Like if I talk to you and you still live on the phone,
Right.
and I'm like, all right, I'm trying to get something, and I have it, it's sometimes fast, and I ain't got it, I actually get recorded because we had talked, so I record over the phone, send it to you. So send it to me so that way, if I ever have those numbers, like get it, I can always go back to it. Because the idea that he had, it involves another person. Like you can't get another person, I just fix it myself. So I'm like, when we get time to send it to the phone, so that way I can just hold on to, because I don't want to keep bothering them. If I got it, I can be like, send it to me, now I can just put it on the phone.
Question. So when y'all do music with each other, y'all come up with concepts, right? Come up with concept, or y'all
Well, sometimes,
Right.
sometimes, most of the time,
it's off the bars that y'all hear?
No.
no. A lot of times we'll hit tracking if I be like,
One of
you
us
started
come up
with
with
somebody,
something. Right.
you be like,
Right.
man, I'm on this.
Whoever come up with something first.
And most times it's like, okay, simple,
Yeah.
hard touch,
Yeah.
Okay. But sometimes it'll be like, hey, this is what I'm at. Like, we,
Okay.
before, like, when we come into your house, or the ring house, I have mine done. He'll be freaking out something else, but he'll go back and be like, bet. And then when you come back, it's for his fiction right there, like, bet, I don't do it.
Right.
Same thing, he'll have something, I'll be struggling to finish mine. I'm like, okay, that's what bro said. Okay, cool.
Right.
Sometimes
That's the real problem.
we come in and we both have it on point. We look at each other like, oh, new.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't forget my next one to come with.
Okay, that's man. Because I like that track. Oh man.
Correct. See, I ain't heard about that one. Hold on,
right?
Yeah, 205 Mellow.
My chief son. We talking about. Oh yeah, that's right. He knew before I did. Because you told me that he did this. Yeah, I think so. Because I actually downloaded it, so I got it on.
Oh, yeah.
I got it on my phone.
Yeah, they cover 'em.
Yeah, just so that way I can have it, so that way, because I got other stuff, like when I can't get back to it, I go to the beat. That's all right. I send it to him and say, because my thing is, even if it's, no matter what I get, I want to write to it and have something, so when I go to him, I say, bro, I got it done.
Right.
That way, he's like, okay, well, what you want, and then you go from there. The same thing. And this is a little bit different, because when he talks about the subject matter, I think I'm going that way. That way, this to beat, oh, so I'm going to hear it, so that way I can get it on, get heard.
Okay.
And I need to have it. It ain't click.
Right.
It ain't.
That's the real problem.
Sometimes I'm sitting there.
Yeah. And then
I can listen to it.
I spit it for him. I spit it for him. He heard it. So he knows when I'm coming home.
However, to my defense, y'all,
Right.
he did say he was going to forward it.
I did. Okay. I did say that.
Objection.
I did say that. I did say that. You know what I'm talking about? But
That man is flying.
I spit it for him, so he heard it. He knows how I'm coming. Okay. So he can't say that. But I feel what he's saying. Sir.
Yeah.
The bees tonight, man.
Appreciate you coming through, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all, that was our conversation for tonight, man. Really good conversation tonight. Y'all be sure what you got. Oh, okay.
So no, a woman can't
Go ahead.
control whether a man cheats or not. But if she's controlling the object of his desire, then you can change. You you have a little bit of control over the outcome. If you control someone's desire and you don't give it to them.
Absolutely. I agree with that. You know, you can control somebody like that, you know, and you may not put the battery all the way in their back, but you did wind them up. You know what I'm talking about? You did kind of crank it a little bit. And that goes for both sides. The man ain't doing what you got to do. The woman ain't doing what she got to do.
Right.
You know, and understand, like we said, the three type of cheaters that we broke down, right? Which was the serial cheater, the James Bond cheater, and
You made me do it, Chief.
the you made me do a cheater, right? Understand that they are still cheaters. All three of them are still cheaters. Regardless of the label that's placed on it, they still cheated. And that ain't necessarily a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Because even though they all have their reasons, like I said before, they feel justified within themselves for whatever reason they did. You know what I'm saying? But that don't mean that it's just
Right.
just because you feel like it's right, don't mean that it's right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. But you got to do that and just leave. You know what I'm saying? Or talk to that person. Like somebody said earlier, have an open relationship, which most people ain't into that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, it's
It benefits one side more than the other.
I don't know.
Or it can't. It can't.
I mean, but even if it don't, even if it's, let's say 50-50, 60-40,
Mhm.
I think that most men would have a harder time dealing with that.
They would.
I mean, but then again, you have some women that's very territorial as well.
They would.
You know what I'm saying? So
It depends on the people.
absolutely, it depends on the people 100%. 100%.
With that being said, still your wonderful, gracious host, Justice.
And I'm your boy Said, aka Let's Talk. We got the time to the next time.
Let's talk.
Peace. Sub to the channel, we will sub back.
Sub to the channel and we will sub back.